What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dolphins Daily, your daily dose of Dolphins content with your boy Chris Kane. Let's talk about the Dolphins. So yesterday on the show, we thought that Bradley Chubb might possibly be out for the Thursday game. He had a shoulder and a foot issue. He didn't play a ton of steps on Sunday. It seemed like we may not have Bradley playing. Evidently, he is Wolverine because now, barring anything crazy, he will be playing. They asked Coach McDaniel about it. This is what he had to say. He said, "As far as I'm concerned, I'm very confident unless there's a setback that he'll be playing. He has given me zero indication that he wouldn't. He's excited for the game, working through all that stuff, and as long as it continues the trajectory, we should be good to go." Okay. That's a big situation. Obviously, we're playing, not a top flight team in terms of the record, but personnel wise, we know what they are. And when you lose Bradley Chubb, who again has had a pretty solid year as a defensive end, he didn't play at all last year. And the year before that, he was more or less disappointing. We haven't had a really good Bradley Chubb year since we've had him. And he had a contract restructure in the offseason because he wasn't playing up to the contract that he got originally from us. Now, he's been more or less our most consistent person. You know my issues with Chop. Judon, don't want to talk about it. And Jalen Phillips still, to me, doesn't look healthy. Like, he's close. He's probably like 80, 85%. But that 15% that he's not is the difference in him getting sacks and not getting sacks, right? Bradley Chubb has been strong. I've watched a lot of the film of him. Like, he's getting good, especially on his bull run. Bradley's not really like a speed rusher. He doesn't really dip around the edge and drop his shoulder. He's mostly, I got two hands on you, I'm pushing you back, I got you on skates. So he's been winning those matchups, and obviously the secondary is holding up well enough for him to kind of break through on those. And you need to have all the pass rushers and all the guys on the field you can when you're playing Lamar and Derrick Henry. It's just what it is. It's an all hands on deck situation. We've been notoriously not good at tackling this year, but sans last week, where all of a sudden Jordan Brooks is like, I'm Ray Lewis, and we can get tackles. But all year, it's been tough getting people down. So I'm happy he's going to play. I don't know how healthy he is. I mean, I know he's set to play, but I don't think a shoulder and a foot heals overnight. It may be a situation where it's a pain threshold thing, where the injury is the injury. And it's like, hey, can you deal with the pain or not? Some injuries you can't play with. Some you can if you can deal with it. This feels like it may be one of those because if your shoulder's messed up as an end, I don't know how you even push people. And again, if your foot's messed up, how do you drive and get power? So if it's just like a pain thing, they got stuff for pain. And they will take care of that immediately. So if he wants to just feel better, he can for the night. And then he'll have 10 days to recover. So maybe that's the thinking too of, I know I'm not healthy, I don't feel great, but I can just get through this game and I got basically a week and a half to get myself right. So we look forward to seeing Bradley out there on Thursday. Also set to play Thursday is Lamar Jackson. We got the news today that he, again, barring any setbacks, will be playing. We're kind of looking at maybe a Huntley reunion, which would have been great because Huntley is not Lamar Jackson. We had Huntley last year, and we don't have him anymore. So that should tell you kind of how we feel about him on that side. But playing Lamar means, it's not a doomsday situation, but it is all right, this is not last week or at least 2 days ago playing Kirk Cousins where stationary target, not dynamic, no plus juice to him. Lamar is all juice. He's all ability, all world talent, top 3 quarterback, no matter how you feel about him. Some people have him number 1. He's an awesome player. Now, he's coming off an injury, so I don't know how rusty he's going to be. He's missed the last couple of games, including his bye week, so it's been like 3 weeks without him being on a football field for real. The way his game sets up, I don't think he'll need I think he'll be fine, but he could be off a little bit, which would be fantastic. Because if he's not accurate with some of the throws, or he doesn't seem to feel as well because he hasn't been under live fire for a few weeks, that plays to our advantage. Our defense needs all the help we can get. We have a devastatingly injured secondary, and the pass rush just hasn't been particularly great. I look for the team to try to really establish a run. That's what Baltimore hasn't been great at the last few weeks. But also, they haven't been great at running the ball because Lamar hasn't been playing. And a big part of their run game is, Lamar might run. So now Derrick Henry's running gets better. Now that he's back, this is the ultimate test. I think Lamar puts more pressure on you. We play Josh Allen twice a year. And typically, Josh abuses us. Let's just keep it 100%. Dolphin fans, this is very far from a pro Buffalo Bills situation. We play Josh twice a year, and almost always BTA. It's Josh just doing what he wants, holding people with one arm, throwing down the field, running on 3rd and 9, getting 10 yards. It's frustrating playing Buffalo because we would be in position to get a sack on Josh, and he just like does what he wants. So we have not done well with that. We've only played Mahomes a couple times, and those haven't gone well either. It does seem like those super top flight quarterbacks that also are mobile is not where we live. We have not been good against mobile quarterbacks, and we haven't been good against just top flight quarterbacks in general for the last few years. Defensive challenge. It's we got to lock in. I mean, this is if you're ever going to have like the best effort you can have, is short rest, Lamar Alpha injury, not playing. You don't get a better situation than this, right? This is as good as it gets. Y'all got to lock in. If you let Lamar get going and they start dictating the pace, I know they got Ricard back, who's their fullback, who's like basically a glorified offensive lineman out there, but plays fullback. Is ridiculous. 300-pound fullback. It's absolutely ridiculous. They got him back, and he's been gone for the last 5 games. And he opens up running lanes. They typically just run behind him. And when you see a mobile offensive lineman that's built like a bowling ball, like Mike Allstott, plus 40 more pounds, just running at you is very difficult. So this was not great news for the Dolphins. I was hoping that maybe they're going to let him stay out for one more week and then come back like in 10 days and be like fresh. But I think the win on Sunday expedited the timeline for him coming back. And buckle up. Now, we do a lot of talk on the show, and I think it gets pessimistic sometimes, which makes sense because the season hasn't been great, and we have a lot of guys hurt. So it can be a thing where it's like, oh, this guy's hurt, we're not good. But after the game Sunday, I gave love. I gave some, and I want to do that a little bit more often, especially when someone's playing well. Aaron Brewer gets basically no love on the show because people don't care about centers. Like, this is how people care about offensive linemen. If I know your name, it better be because you're great. If I know your name on the offensive line because you stink, we don't want that. That's where Jonah is right now. That's where basically our whole left side is with Larry and Daniel, who filled in this time as a 6th offensive lineman, but he's filled in at guard. Cole Strange, all those guys. When people are like, ugh, this was the Eichenberg situation where it was like every time he's on the field, you're like, I just don't feel safe with this guy playing. Aaron Brewer is the exact opposite. He has been a top 5 center in this league. And because our offensive line overall is not good, he hasn't gotten the love he deserves. In 247 snaps this year, he's given up 0 sacks. Only 6 pressures, and honestly, some of those may have been on Tua. Like holding the ball, looking around, and, things happen. He has been a dude. He's been great in the run blocking. He's been great in the pass blocking. He's been the most consistent. If he wasn't on the line, I shudder to think how bad the line would actually be. Our line is already one of the worst now. And he's been great, and Patrick Paul's been a top 10 left tackle. So if you take both of those guys out who've actually been really good and our overall line is not good, oh my goodness. He should be very much a consideration for the best center. I don't know who the best center in the league is. I imagine it's somebody that plays for like the Colts or the Chiefs or like, a top flight team who maybe Detroit, who has like a great offense, so you just assume that the center is really good. But according to the stats, Aaron Brewer's been that dude. And he was that dude coming into the year. I had no fear about him in his position. And then Austin Jackson, had he been healthy, I had no doubts about. I was like, Aaron's the dude. Austin, when he's healthy, is the dude. I was a Patrick Paul, believer, and he's lived up to what I believe, which is great. The other positions, not so much. But we don't give offensive linemen enough love. Like, no one's going to ever get Jason Kelsey love for innumerable reasons. But Aaron Brewer has been really good at his job. He's been super consistent. He allows us to do a lot in our run game and our screen game. The checks, just being another quarterback on the field with Tua. Because if that center is not good, given how small Tua is and non-mobile, if there could be consistent pressure up the middle, oh my goodness, that would be the worst possible thing for the offensive line. So shout out to Aaron Brewer. You deserve more flowers. I don't know when his contract is up, so I'm hoping it's not this offseason. We can get another year of him before we start paying him real money. But listen, he's been balling out this year. Shout out to Brewer. This is a fun topic. Y'all know before the year started, I had super high hopes for Devon Achane. I said I wanted him to have over 2,000 yards, like at least 12 rushing touchdowns, like close to 20 total. I mean, I was throwing some numbers out. People were like, "What? These numbers are too crazy." 12. I said 1,200 rushing yards is what I wanted from him. We'll see. He's not on pace for that yet. Oh, well, he might be. I'll get into that in a second. But he's like trickling toward that pace, and also assumes that he plays the rest of the year. But at this point in the season, Devon total yardage is at 775 with 7 touchdowns. So if you extrapolate that for the whole season, that's almost 1,900 yards total and 17 touchdowns. Is that a Pro Bowl player? Because that sounds like James Cook to me. And James Cook is the Bills running back who just got done running for 200 and some yards on Sunday. That to me, that's right there. Jonathan Taylor, fully healthy, might even win MVP this year. Jonathan Taylor's a dude. He is arguably the best running back like in the league right now. He's having a resurgent year. Amazing. I assume if he's healthy, he gets in. He might even get the most votes. He's a dude. But I believe 2 or 3 other people can get the position at running back. James Cook, if Buffalo's really good, will probably get one of those spots. If there's a third spot open, I think Devon can play himself into it. None of the Chiefs running backs are going to make it. Like Chase Brown's not good enough. Derrick Henry's had an up and down year. I think he's out, barring him having a crazy second half of the year. If Devon just keeps his pace up, let's see how this week goes. Right now he averages 110 yards per game total. If he rushes for 65 yards this Sunday, that'll put him right over 600 yards at the halfway point in the year, which is on pace for 1,200 rushing yards. I said 1,200 rushing yards and 10 to 12 touchdowns. He has 3 rushing touchdowns. He'll be on pace for 1,200 yards. So I might be behind on the touchdown count. And again, you can always get 2 or 3 touchdowns in a week. Like he's had touchdowns stolen by different players. Like Ollie's taken a couple touchdowns. Like we've had fullback dive for touchdowns. Tua's done some like fake passes. Like we've done some stuff to take touchdowns away from him. But I don't think my original prediction was crazy. He has an outside chance with 1 or 2 like really good games to be over 2,000 yards total for the year and almost 20 touchdowns, which is crazy. Anything over 15, if he has 1,800 yards, 15 total touchdowns, that's a Pro Bowl season. What might hold him back is our team's success because it's a fan vote. And I don't think he doesn't talk enough. Like Devon is very much workmanlike, doing his job. He'll do some post-game stuff, but he really isn't like a loud, outspoken dude. And our team obviously is not playing particularly well to like put him in the stages to really shine. He would have to like really show up in games like the Washington game that we play in Spain. If he like shows out on that defense where we're like the standalone game, big stage, overseas, that's a big deal. When we play Buffalo for a second time, he balls against Buffalo. When we play like Pittsburgh, there will be 4 or 5 games later in the year where if he does what he's capable of doing, 40, 50-yard bursts, catch a screen pass, house it. Or, one game, 10 catches, 100 yards receiving, and then like 70 yards rushing. If he can do what he's been pacing to do, I think it's a real possibility he can get it. I know in a season that looks like it's going to head for a pretty bad situation, some of y'all are like, who cares if he makes a team? Who cares if he makes a Pro Bowl? That doesn't matter. But it does matter because he's going into a contract extension. And for him, bargaining-wise, hey, he's in the same boat as Breece Hall, Bijan, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Y'all know Jahmyr Gibbs is my favorite running back in the league. But those 3 guys, Jahmyr and Bijan for sure, are top in the market. The question is whose agent's going to secure the deal first. Barring an injury, those will be the 2 highest paid running backs in the league next year. Breece, most likely getting traded. I don't know what's going on with the Jets. I think Breece has taken a step back, but Breece's talent to me is on par with those guys. He just hasn't had the infrastructure. Devon Achane is like, hey, I'm in that same boat. Like, would you rather have Breece or Devon? Devon's been way more consistent. He's been healthier. He's not as big, but he's definitely been as good. Devon over, Bijan or Jahmyr? No. But he's third, and he's not, like, distantly third. He can do a lot of the same things. Those guys are they're just a little bit more special. So I think this is going to affect his money, which affects our money, because if he's asking for $12 million a year versus $14 million a year, that changes. I think Jahmyr and Bijan are both going to try to get near 20. I think they're going to reset the market. I think 18 is the mark now with Saquon. I think they're both going to try to get to 20, and they both deserve it. They're both tremendous players. But when the season's not great and it's kind of lost, if we can have a situation where Aaron Brewer and Devon make a Pro Bowl, that's showing the team we got a couple pieces to build around. Those guys have been great at their job, and you have to start these campaigns early because Devon's not going to start his own campaign, and nobody wants to hear Tua or Coach McDaniel being like, "Yo, man, Devon's the man." Like we don't want to hear that. You need outside voices, reporters, other guys in the league, other running backs being like, "Yo, man, Devon, one of those ones. Y'all should give him some love. I know he's down in Miami. Y'all don't see him. He's great." You start those campaigns early. You get the word out, and then that's how it starts generating attention. And then maybe eventually, assuming he keeps playing well, you play well in those big games, have a couple highlight long runs, long receptions. Maybe talking about Devon Achane being a Pro Bowler. But as always, y'all, that will do it for our episode of Dolphins Daily. Thank y'all for all the likes and the subscribes. We'll see you next time on Dolphins Daily.